I have June's Scrawlrbox right here, so like I say every time, let's open this up and see what is inside. Sorry for the shit lighting, I'm filming this late in the afternoon. I've had to turn the lights on. I've got no natural light coming through, so I apologize for the camera shadow and anything else that happens. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Let's take this. This is very, very nifty. So obviously it is Derwent, and it's a special color selection, especially for Scrawlrbox. It's kind of is a bit exciting. All right, I'm gonna need scissors. What the hell are these? So we have some Inktense, Derwent Inktense, kind of feel like oil pastels, but you know, we'll find out when we get to the menu. Oh, the candy's popped out. All right, so we have a drumstick chew. All right, I'm gonna eat this now. So there we go. That tastes like a fruity tooty type lolly. That's really nice. All right, so we have the sticker, which is quite pretty. Menu, put that aside. Oh. We have a, what appears to be a Seawhite number 6, size 6 paintbrush. I'm hoping that's kind of like a watercolor brush. That's what I'm hoping. We have one Caran Dache Prismalo pencil, and I assume it is watercolor because it's got the little symbol right there. So this is actually exciting me a little bit more. I thought that they were oils, they might actually be watercolor. It is the Sakura Jelly Roll pen, which I've heard so much about with these things and have never ever bought any, so this is pretty cool. I get to use one of these for a change. Right. Bye. We'll leave that till last. Here is the artist, the featured artist, and it is Alice Coles. Oh, it's Hello Alice. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we know it is going to be watercolor. Oh, these look, oh geez. Looks like we've got some paper. We got some really textured watercolor paper in a block, or it's just, all right, let's cut this open so I can find out instead of surmising every time. Oh my god, they couldn't make this any more Beck-proof. Oh, cool. So it's not a block, it's just loose sheets. And oh wow, we have a heap. And they are thick. I'm hoping they're like a 300 GSM. That is, oh, yes, please. Goes through what everything is. So that is watercolor paper, the watercolor brush. So these are water soluble, so that's pretty cool. So you can use them with water, which is pretty cool. I like that. So you can use them, looks like you can use them like that. Because it says here that you can draw, scrape, wet, dry, wash, paint. So many different effects with just one little block, so that's pretty exciting. And there she is. There is Hello Alice. Some tips on how to use these, which I will read because I need to know. What excites me about that paper is it is actually 350 GSM, because I'm a huge sucker for a thick paper, super thick, thicker the better, love it. And the Scrawlrbox challenge word is spirit animal. Well, I suppose the next thing to do would be to swatch these supplies. So I read the Scrawlrbox, and there's a cool way to use these, which is pretty cool, where you can use them like a watercolor block, and you can, it's like a pan. And that's what I'm gonna try first. Actually, no, what I'll do first is we'll test the colors just raw. They're very chalky. They've like, basically you've got to like do this. So I'll just do this for now. We'll just test it from that. Because I want to see how good they are at lifting, whether or not you can still see some ghosting underneath. Brighter colors, you can see the ghosting really dominantly, so yeah. Personally, with this kind of thing, I don't like using them directly like that. I would prefer to use them directly from the block. Look how discolored that is already. Wow, they really are Inktense. So how I'm thinking of using these is by basically doing this like a pan and using them like that. So that's how I'm basically gonna use them, because like I said, I don't like using them directly like this. I don't like that technique whatsoever. That's why I avoid anything like oil pastels. I don't use any of them. I don't use anything like that for this reason. Just not interested in it, you know, just not interested. See how this goes over the top. Okay, so this is definitely no good over it completely raw like that. It just clogged the pen and I had to clean it and it just didn't do anything. But as watered down like a watercolor, yeah, it's good. It's not the best. Like, it's not a big wow factor over the top of these colors. Like, I personally think my favorite white sort of gel, like white outliner pen at the moment is the very fine tipped white Posca pen. That is hands down my favorite, and for just really lighter thinner lines of white, I like to use these things. But yeah, just that's probably the best opaque white I've ever used, is the Posca pen. So this sort of doesn't really compare, but it is pretty good. Like, it's not too bad. Like, I can't complain about that, and I've never had one of these, and I always see people using these, so I'm quite happy that I have that, and it's quite smooth, and yeah, no, it's good. So with these color choices, I'm really gonna have to go away and sort of really think about what I can create with these colors, because at the moment, as I'm sitting here, I'm not getting absolutely anything, and I'll have to sort of think about what creature represents me, whether or not it's an existing animal, or if I create a whole new animal, like, to represent me, because yeah, I don't think there's really anything out there at the moment that sort of really represents who I am. I combined a few animals, but I think it might be better to sort of come up with something completely unique. I think that's where I'm going at the moment. So let me think about it, and I will come back and join you guys and let you know what I have decided. So I was a little bit stumped for ideas for my spirit animals. So what better person to ask for ideas than my partner? So I asked him, I said to him, if you had to think of me as some animals, like a spirit animal that relates to me the most, what would you think of? And the first thing he says to me, this is the first things that come out of his mouth when I say this to him. He said, if I had to think of an animal that you relate to, I would go with a giraffe, because they're tall, they're unco, and they run funny. And then he proceeded to say that it is the Brontosaurus of our time. So after I picked myself off the floor laughing, I thought to myself, well, I'm going to combine a Brontosaurus with a giraffe. And I went looking for the characteristics of a giraffe just to see if, I match a giraffe's personality. And I really couldn't find too much on the giraffe other than they reckon that they can be quite a emotionless animal with a very dark side. And I went, well, okay, that does describe me at times. So, yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up coming up with this animal that was a cross between a giraffe and a brontosaurus, but also incorporated my personality into it and what I believe would be my spirit animal if it existed. Now, this creature is a very dark soul, but is very, very kind, very shy, and likes to stay away from most people. It sort of is a very sort of solitary creature. Wouldn't hurt a fly, stays away from conflict, but if you did cross it, it would definitely be a very, very nasty animal. So that is this creature. I don't know, I haven't given it a name. I don't usually name these creatures because I find it hard to come up with names, like really good names for these creatures that I make up. But let me know what you think I should call this little creature that is representing my spirit animal. So I really did, after reading the techniques on how to use these water-soluble Inktense crayon type things, or whatever you want to call them, I did struggle a huge amount with these supplies. Never having used them before, it was definitely something that obviously you don't get first go. It's something that I will have to work on a fair bit and use a fair bit. And like all the supplies in my scrawler boxes, I do try to use them in pieces. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I just use them in one of my sketchbooks that I have, and I've got ideas, but I never sort of revisit it back into a video. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I just use the odd supply here and there. But yeah, all in all, I did enjoy this. There's a few things I would have liked to have done differently, and I really need to work on using these supplies, but I had a lot of fun designing this spirit animal of what represents me, basically, which is this creepy little creature that has a long neck, a short body, long legs, skinny little front legs, and is just a very dark sort of soul. Well, that was fun, and I'm hoping to experiment more with these and add these into pictures in the future, because I don't mind this. It's pretty cool. It's got a bit of a waxy feel. Even when it dries, as you can see, yeah, it's sort of dried a little bit like a crayon type consistency. So much different to actual like watercolor. But yeah, I had fun using these and trying these out, and I had a lot of fun. So if you want your own scrawler box, I have a link in the description below. Not sponsored, I buy these myself, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.